Now we are moving on to what are the precautions you should take once you can take a thermometer in your hand. But actually this is we are learning in terms of mercury thermometers. Okay, we are not talking about digital thermometer, nothing like that. And apart from what the alters show, I am showing another type of thermometer over here. Before I go to the precautions, I just want to show you this type of thermometer. This is also is a mercury thermometer. Okay, but what is the speciality of this thermometer? You can see one side it is mentioned degree Fahrenheit. That is degree Fahrenheit means Fahrenheit. I already told you there are 3 units we uses. Degree Celsius,
degree Fahrenheit, and degree Kelvin.
Fahrenheit, degree Celsius. One more, Kelvin.
Degree
Do you remember
Kelvin.
that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Kelvin. Yes. So this thermometer is giving you both degree Celsius and thermometer. So from this, what you understand? 30 degrees Celsius equal to how many Fahrenheit in here? In this thermometer?
-20.
Negative 20. Because it is below 0. This 20 is below 0, and after that also there is a 20. Okay. So Fahrenheit can measure up to -32 degree Fahrenheit. So actually,
sorry, ma'am. My brother called me.
Yeah. So Fahrenheit thermometer, you can start measuring from -32 degree Fahrenheit. Fidel, what will be the maximum temperature we can measure in Fahrenheit? Did your brother tell you?
37.
No. No. Anyone knows about it? How much? How much?
Ma'am, 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
120 degree. Okay, maximum 120 degree Fahrenheit we can measure from 32 degree Fahrenheit to up to positive 120 degree. Sometimes it may go up to 150 also. Okay. So actually, the really we will measure up between -150 degree Fahrenheit and -32 degree Fahrenheit usually, but it depends upon, because this also we are using in laboratory. We are using this as a in laboratory thermometer. So what are the values is given here? If it is 10 degrees Celsius, it is equivalent to 20 degrees Celsius. So that 20 degree Fahrenheit. So this is the some kind of features about both Fahrenheit and digital thermometer. And this is already we have this found out. We have already learned. Okay, here we got a very clear picture of it. Now we are moving to the precautions. Precaution should be observed while using a clinical thermometer. And dear children, you have to learn these points. This can be asked for your descriptive exam. I heard that term 1 is going to be descriptive exam. So that means you will have to study the big answers also. Clear? Yeah. So this is in your textbook. You don't have to copy. This is in your textbook. Page number. I'll give you the page number. I think in the note also I have given. Page number 37. You have a table. Precaution to be observed while using a clinical thermometer. These are the ones. Okay. Yes. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So Nia, can you read the first point, Nia? What is the first precaution we need to take?
Thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with an...
Preferably.
Ma'am, can you...
Now, 1 minute, okay? Yeah, I know it because...
Antiseptic solution.
Okay, antiseptic solution means what? What is the use of antiseptic solution? You have heard about it in the medical field, correct?
Ma'am, it kills the germs.
It kills the germs. Okay, why do we have to wash before and after using the thermometer?
And because
it consists of germs and all.
Because we are using the clinical mercury thermometer, usually we are using for one patient to another patient, correct?
Yes.
So if you once you use the patient, we need to germ free to use for another patient. Okay, so nowadays we are reducing it because of the COVID we are using the digital thermometer. Okay, Next, Amida, can you read the second point?
Ensure that before use, the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, below 35 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, what will happen? Suppose you are adult measuring the other person temperature. Then you take to the next person, what will happen?
Ma'am,
It will show
the
the
temperature would be added.
yes, it will be. It will increases. So we will be add the second person also will add both the temperature, first person and second person together. So that's why they are shaking it. The nurses, they will shake the thermometer.
Yes, ma'am. In
Fine.
some of the videos of
Yes,
they
yes.
would be doing like
this. Okay, Ayan, can you read the third point?
Ma'am, read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight.
Along the line of sight means, suppose if this is your thermometer in our hand, you have to keep it. The level of the temperature, mercury and our eye should be in the same. Then only we can read correctly or accurately. Otherwise, it will show you the error. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Okay. Next, Asna Fatima, read the fourth point. Fourth point.
Handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard object, it can break.
Okay, fine. Okay, handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard object, it can break. So that's what you know, it is made out of glass. We have to be careful, especially mercury thermometer. Once it break it, mercury may spill on your fingers, and it can, by mistake, if you put it that in your mouth or something, by mistake it come, it is a poisonous and also it is toxic substance. So you may get a
we have a cut in our hand. It will also.
It's also dangerous. Okay, if the mercury enters into it, you become unconscious. You become unconscious. That is why it is known as a toxic substance. We call it as a toxic. Toxic means which can make you to sleep. Okay,
yes,
toxic substance.
Once my mother broke a mercury thermometer and the mercury fell down, and there was a big chaos, and then somehow they took the mercury and threw it away.
Yes, it is a dangerous. And not only that, if the mercury fell on your gold ring and all, it will be turned into a single metal ring. Okay,
Yes,
the gold ring loses its
I
this thing.
heard somewhere that mercury eats gold.
Mercury
Eats gold.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm telling. Mercury, gold will be turned into without a gold. Our gold ring will turn into no more a gold ring over there. Okay, maybe color will
like
change.
it would be seeing like plastic.
Dissolve it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. Okay, Geetika, read the last point.
Hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it.
Okay, don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. What do we say like that? What is the reason that?
Because the bulb is very hot.
Is it bulb is very hot? Sri Lakshmi, what do you think? If you hold the bulb, what will happen to the mercury temperature over there? If you touch the bulb while you are measuring the temperature of a patient, just you are a nurse and you are measuring the temperature of the person. If you hold at the bulb of the mercury thermometer, what is the reason you should not hold it? What will be the reason?
That can mix up the temperature of the.
Yes, because you are measuring someone's temperature. If you catch hold of the bulb, your temperature, your body also has a particular temperature, correct? Our body temperature. That body temperature makes the bulb to the level of the mercury to increase further. So
it will also show the wrong.
Yeah, it also shows the wrong reading. Correct. So that's why
ma'am.
you should not touch it, because your body temperature also will be added to it. So mercury that much very sensitive, highly sensitive liquid in the case of heat. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, this is a picture of mercury liquid at room temperature.
Yeah, mercury is a solid liquid. At room temperature, it is a liquid. From where you showed this picture? Internet.
This is ma'am, this is encyclopedia.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it's you're shaking. You are shaking it. Okay. So Mercury is at frozen stage. Frozen stage means at its low temperature. Suppose the temperature is less than 0 degrees Celsius. Mercury is a solid. Okay. Mercury is a solid at a lot, just like an ice. Okay. Ice is a solid at 0 degrees Celsius. Similarly, at cold temperature, mercury frozen just like a solid. Then once you keep it out in room temperature slowly, just like ice, the mercury started melting into liquid. So that is the thing. So we call mercury is a metal, but it is the only metal which can melt at room temperature. So that's the two features of mercury. So that's the speciality of it. So if there is no temperature, the mercury remains in the bulb. Because of this reason only, we are using mercury to measure the temperature. If there is no temperature, mercury remains in the bulb just like a solid. Once if you keep on the body or armpit of a person, it's slowly rising. And apart from this, there is another 2 points in your textbook. It should not be tilt. Tilt means you should be kept always after taking the temperature. We should always keep the thermometer upright and not tilted. So next point, it is also in your textbook. It is there on page number 39 in the blue box. In addition to the precautions, we also always mercury. If we are not using this mercury thermometer for our use, you have to keep it always kept upright. Kept upright. Upright means straight. Kept upright, not tilted.
Ma'am, upright means mercury on the top and
no, mercury thermometer, you keep it just like this, the way I am holding it. Okay. If once you are not using, you have to keep it in a stand or something straight. That is the meaning of upright. Should not keep like this. After usage. Okay. So that's another precautions regarding the clinical thermometer. Okay. And also one more point. The bulb should not touch the surface of the container. The bulb, when you are measuring, especially regarding the laboratory thermometer. So regarding laboratory thermometer, while you are measuring the temperature of a material or substance, or measure the temperature of the liquid, laboratory thermometer, it should not touch the surface of the container. This is in the case of laboratory thermometer, should not touch the surface of the container. Suppose you are measuring the temperature of a solution, chemical solution. So you have to hold it inside the solution and you have to read it. If you keep it, if you touch it, naturally what will happen? Maybe the temperature of that surface also may be counted in that. Okay, that's the reason for it. This is regarding the laboratory thermometer. Okay. Yes.
ma'am, so there is a special object which holds the.
Yeah, it has got a particular stand. In chemistry lab, and we have a stand. So where we keep. Yes.
Ma'am,
And, tell me.
Ma'am, like it consists of a circle. Then inside we put it.
Yes. And also we have a plastic case. Plastic case you have. So plastic case and insulator. Plastic is an insulator of a heat. What do you mean by that? Insulator means what?
Ma'am, it does not allow.
It does not allow the heat. Yes. Plastic means it does not allow the heat to transfer. So usually in laboratories, either we keep it on the plastic stand or like holes are there where we keep the test tubes and all. Like that, stand will be there, or either it has got a plastic case. So after using, cleaning nicely, and we have to keep in that plastic case properly, so that it will not affect. You can either keep it straight, or you can either keep it lying down. In that case, okay, in that case we can keep it lying down also. Why? It is a plastic case. It does not allow the heat to enter in the mercury from outside when we are not using. Otherwise, what will happen? Even you are not present in the lab, you completed all your practical and you have gone to the house. Just think like that, okay? And you keep it, that thermometer, just lying on the table or something. Just think, suddenly the temperature increase in that room. Then what will happen? That will affect the thermometer. So suppose if the temperature is too high, the thermometer cannot withstand. What will happen? Even you are not present, thermometer will blast. Okay. So thermometer have a chances to break down. Okay. That's what they are telling, that either keep it in the plastic case, or either whenever you are not in use, keep it upright. Okay. So that is, there should not be, other temperature should not be interact with the normal temperature and give you a drastic effect in that lab. Okay, because it is a dangerous. Okay, that's it. So when you go to +1, +2, if you are taking science, science stream, naturally you will see all those things. Our chemistry lab, we have a very beautiful chemistry lab. So you will see how all these things, chemical solutions, we are arranged. Physics, you don't have to scare about the solution. You only think about the current. Okay. But in chemistry, whenever you do any practical, you have to be very, very careful, because some of the solutions and some of the thing what we kept over there, not so, what do you call? It is not endothermic, it is exothermic. We call it endothermic and exothermic. Endothermic means it has no effect during the temperature changes. Exothermic means it will react during the temperature changes, it will react. So we call exothermic substances, exothermic solutions, or endothermic substance or endothermic solutions. So these are the some of the chemical word we use for it. Okay. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
So that's about the how do we take care of all these things. Okay. So that's about the mercury, means clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. And these are the how to convert. This is only for knowledge, not in your book. You can write, if you want to convert Fahrenheit, convert the degree Celsius into Fahrenheit, we can use this equation. Degree Celsius plus 9/5 C plus 9/5 plus 32. So this is our equation. You are not going to do any problems on the basis. Okay, this is for your knowledge. Okay, so suppose you have to convert 20 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. So where the degree Celsius you have written, there you can use this number and solve this. You will get the Fahrenheit. Okay, that's the sum equation.
Ma'am, I didn't understand that.
You didn't understand. Suppose you convert, suppose 20 degrees Celsius. You convert that into degree Fahrenheit. You should know 20 degrees Celsius is equal to how much Fahrenheit. Okay. Are you getting me the point? If you want to say 20 degrees Celsius equal to how many Fahrenheit? Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there is a mathematical formula we uses in physics. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
That is degree Celsius plus 9/5 plus 32. That is the equations. Okay. So what we should do means, this 20 you should substitute instead of degree Celsius. What sound is coming? If you please mute it, everyone. Okay. So this 20 you can substitute here. Instead of degree Celsius, substitute 20 here, and then you do this calculation. You will get 20 degrees Celsius equal to how many Fahrenheit. That's it. Nothing more thing. This is only for your knowledge. Okay. You don't have to study all this. Yeah. Okay. And sometimes we also have Fahrenheit temperature up to 212 degree. So in that mercury thermometer, I showed only up to 120 degree. But we also have a range of 212 degree Fahrenheit thermometers also. You can measure up to 212 degree Fahrenheit. Yes.
Ma'am, this is Ashant. Ma'am, my phone has only 5% left.
Okay. You can leave the meeting. Already only few minutes left. Okay,
Okay,
that's
ma'am.
okay.
Ma'am,
Okay, that's
attendance-
only for knowledge, not for something you need to study, but only just I showed you. Okay. So next we have move on to the next topic, transfer of heat. So far we have learned how can you measure the temperature, which instrument is used for it, which are the types of thermometer. Now we have next part of the chapter is transfer of heat. How can heat transfer from material to material in solids, in liquids and gases? Okay. So I already told you, always heat flows from higher temperature to heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature, or I already told you hotter body to the cold body. So that is always heat always transfer from higher temperature to body at a lower temperature, or we call it from hotter body to the lower body. Means colder body, not lower body, hotter body to colder body. So this is known as transfer of heat. Heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature, or we can also write heat transfer from hotter body to colder body. Then this phenomenon, this process of heat transfer, or this process is known as transfer of heat. When heat flows from hotter body to lower body, or from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. Both ways you can define the word. First we have learned heat is a form of energy. Then what we learned? Temperature. What is the definition of the temperature we have learned?
Ma'am, it is the measurement of hotness and coldness.
It is a degree. It's the degree of measurement of hotness or coldness. Now we are coming to the another point. What do you mean by the word transfer of heat? So transfer of heat means heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature.
That means
This is-
hotter body to the lower body.
Or hotter body to the lower body. Both the ways you can define. That is known as transfer of heat. And next class we will be learning this. How does the heat transfer? Mainly you can now just write it down. Only this three mode of heat transfer.
Ma'am, you
The
will show
heat-
next class also.
Yeah. This you can write down. That is now the heat transfer takes place. Three ways. Three ways heat transfer takes place. One is conduction, convection, radiation. Okay. That you can write down. Heat transferred in three different ways. They are known as conduction, convection, radiation. So that we will be learning one by one in the next class. At present, you only learn what do you mean by transfer of heat. Okay. Then which are the three ways the heat is transferring? Conduction, convection, radiation. Yes, Aldous?
Ma'am, there were two other precautions also, which was addition precautions.
That I already told, tilted.
Ma'am, so we have to write it with the 5
You can learn that. Learn that total 6 points, no? I mean 7 points. Okay. In the question, I will be asking you either 5, maximum 5. Okay. If it is 5 marks question, you can write 5 precautions. Any 5 precautions.
Any 5.
Okay. If I ask you list 3 precautions, you can choose any of the 3 precautions. Clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. I hope you have completed this part. Okay, now we can wind up the session, children. So next class, we will see what is conduction, what is convection and radiation. I hope you have completed writing the notes. Do you? Okay, fine. So I have taken the attendance in the last class. So everyone, when we have two periods, all the students should be present in both the classes because we are continuously taking the classes. So I'll be taking attendance either in the last period or either in the first period. So you have to be present in both classes. Okay, dear?
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise,
Okay,
your
ma'am.
name will be seen in the group. Okay? Bye. Have a
Ma'am,
nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.